So now we're going to look at an example of how to use the matrix and determinant method to solve for unknowns. So in this case, we're going to look at those same two equations that we've looked at previously, solve for x and y and the following equations by using determinants. So we've got our same two equations here. First thing we need to do is decompose each of these equations into their component parts or their elements. So in this case, element A1 is an understood 1 there in front of the x. Element A2 is the 3 in 3x of the second equation. Element B1 is the minus 2 in the first equation. Element B2 is the 2 in the second equation. And then our constants, K1 and K2, are in fact the 4s. So all we do now is put these into the array form that we saw previously. So we're going to take them apart and put them together accordingly. You'll recall this is something you'll probably want to write down and keep handy, because to solve these problems you'll be doing these over and over again. So for x, you set it up this way. For y, you set it up this way. So we take our constants, K1 and K2, in the numerator, and we take minus 2 and 2 in the numerator for our b terms for x. In the denominator, recall that the denominator is the same for both of the determinants. So A1 and A2, B1 and B2 go into the denominator arrays 1, 3, minus 2, and 2. And the same thing applies for the y. So you recall that we had the cross multiplying here, A1, B2 minus B2, A2, B1 for our values. So 4 times 2 minus 4 times minus 2 in the numerator, 1 times 2 minus a minus 6 in the denominator. So we do the same thing for the y values, and we end up with a value of 16 over 8, or 2 for x, and minus 8 over 8, or minus 1 for y. So we came up, you can see, the same exact solutions that we arrived at for our previous examples. Okay, another look here. 2x minus 4y equals 4. X minus 2y equals minus 1. We again decompose each of our expressions into our elements, A1, A2, B1, B2, K1, K2. We put them in the determinant form, okay, for the x value and the y value. Again, we set them up this way. We do our cross multiplying, 4 times minus 2, minus 1 times minus 1, and when we do this, reduce the fraction, we end up with 3 and 2. So it's very methodical. It's one of these things that you learn by rote to solve for these values. In some cases it takes a little longer, but as I said before, it also is a nice system for solving equations where you can actually write a program or something in Excel and then create an array and use those same mathematical expressions over and over again. So during the next video, we're going to up the game to a third order determinant where we're going to add a C element, and we're going to learn what we have to do for a C element. And the method changes just a little bit when we go to third order determinants.